Hi everyone, I'm here to talk to you about the role of small businesses in the run-up to COP26 in particular. My name's Catherine and I lead on Andrew Griffith's Small Business Engagement Campaign. I'm going to just share a few slides with you and then I'll make a start. There, hopefully everyone can see that. So I'm going to talk about small businesses and the race to zero. So in terms of setting the scene, the Race to Zero is obviously the UN's global campaign to rally leadership and support for a zero carbon recovery ahead of COP26. So again, it's a very global campaign. We then have our Together for Our Planet campaign, which is the UK government contribution to the Race to Zero. So it's all aligned with the UN efforts and completely working together with them to make sure that we're gearing everyone up for COP26 this year. So the Together for Our Planet domestic campaign has two distinct strands, one of which is net zero public engagement. The other one is net zero business engagement. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. So I mentioned Andrew Griffith MP. He's the net zero business champion. He was appointed by the PM last November to support the UK business community in the run up to COP26 and help engage everyone and encourage them to take action on net zero ahead of that event in particular. So there are three distinct strands to Andrew Griffith's campaign, one of which is what we call the big business campaign. So that's very much focused on engaging the FTSE 100 and encouraging them to sign up to the Race to Zero. The second campaign is the small and micro business campaigns. That's what I lead on. And it's all about mass mobilization. How can we engage the vast majority of small businesses in the UK and get them to sign up to the Race to Zero? You'll see a common theme emerging here. And then we have the Global Green Investment Summit, which is led by the Department for International Trade and will take place just before COP this year. So why small businesses? Why are we bothering talking to small businesses about climate change when they've had such a dreadful year because of the pandemic? They've obviously suffered a great deal. They've had to deal with Brexit as well. So again, what's the premise? Why are we talking to them about net zero in the first place? Well, for a start, they do actually contribute quite a significant amount to our territorial emissions. So business and industry accounts for 25% of UK territorial emissions in the first instance. And really crucially, small businesses account for over 99% of the enterprises in the UK. So when we talk about UK business, we really are talking about small and medium-sized enterprises. So it's really important that any business campaign ahead of COP26 seeks to engage, again, the majority of business in the UK. So we can't ignore them. We want to bring them in. You know, we're not just dealing with the large corporates. We're not just tackling the big emitters. We're talking to every business in the UK about why net zero is meaningful for them. So in terms of our specific campaign objectives, first off, we want to raise awareness of climate change among the business community in the UK. Our research tells us that they care, that small businesses understand what climate change is and why it's a problem. They just don't really know where to start. So our job with this campaign is to start that conversation with them, to sort of talk about net zero and make sure that they understand what we're talking about, importantly, because there's a lot of jargon out there, a lot of confusing information. So this campaign really aims to make it clear and simple for small businesses, really aims to make net zero meaningful for them. So once we've raised awareness, we then want to encourage them to take up specific actions. So I'm going to talk about our new digital platform in a moment, but we've come up with a cross-cutting set of actions. It's more a menu of choices for businesses. So they may be doing some of those things already. They may be thinking about taking some of those actions in future. So we just want to position them as, you know, we talk about net zero, we talk about tackling climate change. Here's what you can actually do to help. Here is a few suggestions. And then as part of the campaign as well, we want to generate a lot of place-based interest and obviously a lot of press coverage because we want to reach businesses far and wide, you know, in every corner of the UK. So it's really important that we raise the profile of the small business campaign in the run-up to COP26. And this just gives you a very high-level overview of the sort of timeline that we're looking at. So we have the official campaign launch coming up next week, hopefully. So that's geared around a Prime Minister-led event, which is in the making as we speak. So very excited about that. The campaign is live in the sense that we have been talking about it for ages. We have a new digital platform, which I'll talk about in a moment. So it's really, really exciting. We've got lots and lots of activity already. We have a lot of regional events planned. So I'm talking to you here virtually today. We've had events focused on Northern Powerhouse in the Midlands as well, and Northern Ireland. So again, very, very keen to canvass every part of the UK in the run up to COP26. So in terms of how the campaign is structured, so we have a program of national dissemination that involves working with some high-level corporate partners. We've got some fantastic support already from NatWest, BT, Google, They're all involved. We've got other members as well. It's really exciting to see how keen they are to support the campaign. They've got some fantastic plans to help us spread the message to their membership, to small businesses in their supply chains as well. So really, really excited. We've got a program, as I say, of regional and devolved administration events. So looking to roll that out and speak to as many businesses as possible. I mentioned place-based engagements. That's more of a local engagement strategy where we're going to reach out across the UK, working with local enterprise partnerships, local councils, local cities along the way to make sure that, again, we're bringing this campaign to every business in the UK. We've then got sector specialization. So I mentioned we had a set of high-level actions that we're using to engage businesses on net zero and what it means for them. But what we really want to do is provide sector-specific advice, so really tailored information to those businesses to make sure that we're giving them all the tools they need to start their net zero journey. So this is just a snapshot of our campaign supporters. So as I say on there, you've got NatWest, BT, Google, the FSB, Business in the Community, and a whole host of others. So it's really, really amazing that they've come together and working with us to support small businesses in the run-up to COP26. So I mentioned that there's been a lot of campaign activity already, so we're not holding back. We're very much very active on this front. So Andrew himself has been going and speaking at lots and lots of different events, speaking to businesses of all sizes about the importance of the race to zero, the importance of signing up ahead of the conference in November. There's been a lot of press coverage already, which I hope you're aware of. So again, this is all about engaging businesses in the green revolution. We want to build back better from the pandemic. We want to make sure we're moving in the right direction and decarbonising where we can. So there's already a lot of activity on that. And importantly, case studies. So this campaign is all about small businesses spreading the word to other small businesses. So it's really, really important that we get loads of case studies from businesses of all shapes and sizes. Business owners from all backgrounds talking to one another about the steps they've taken, about the action they've taken already on net zero, and just really sort of highlighting the benefits that they've gained from that. What's in it for them? How has it benefited their business? How have they attracted new customers? Boost their bottom line, save money. It's all about that. So very, very keen to sort of focus on them where possible. So I mentioned a new website. So this is our we're working with the existing SME Climate Hub, which is part of the Race to Zero. So the Global Race to Zero itself is an international campaign. It's an umbrella initiative encompassing lots of different organizations who are all working towards the same goal. So the SME Climate Hub is the portal into the Race to Zero. And what we've done is said we need a UK focus to this campaign. We'd like a domestic focus. So we've reskinned it so that all UK visitors to the SME Climate Hub will now be redirected to the UK Business Climate Hub, which is, again, a new landing page on the existing hub. And the goal of this page is to drive signups to the Race to Zero, especially among small and micro businesses, so the very, very small end of that spectrum. We want to communicate the relevance of climate change in COP26 to business, so why should it matter? Importantly, this website is a one-stop shop advice service on net zero for small businesses, because it can be very, very confusing. There are lots of different campaigns, lots of different websites and resources out there. Small businesses don't have the time to trawl through all of that. So what we as government have sought to do is, again, provide a one-stop shop, a simple web page where businesses can go to get all of the straightforward advice they need on net zero. So it's very much a work in progress, but we feel there's enough on there at the minute to keep businesses engaged. Then we want to, again, elevate and signpost sector-specific information. So we are constantly refining the tools and resources that are available on that website. And hopefully in future, we're going to present the latest news, events and opportunities for small businesses in the UK as the campaign progresses. So there's lots and lots of content on there already, and a lot more that we want to integrate ahead of the campaign, ahead of the conference in November. So importantly, this is the address that you need to visit. So it's the Business Climate Hub. That's where you can become a UK business climate leader. You can sign up, and after you sign up, you get a lot of help and support. Importantly, you get a lot of tools that you can use. So an email signature, for example, things that you can use to demonstrate that you are part of this campaign so that you can show off to your peers, your consumers, and really, really get excited about the Race to Zero campaign. So the website itself features a lot of case studies. So there's a snapshot of one we have on there at the moment. Again, it's all about small businesses talking to each other about the steps they've taken, sharing their knowledge, sharing their the opportunities, and getting other businesses involved too. That's a snapshot of the narrative that we're using. So it's all about the positive aspects of net zero, all about, encouraging small businesses to be part of the solution, that everyone has a role to play, everyone can make a difference, and this is how you can do it. So net zero is also about future-proofing your business. So again, it's about being prepared, because we know that there are some challenges already. We've all experienced flooding, heat waves, droughts. This is only going to get worse, and the only way we're going to tackle that is by, again, protecting your business and making sure that you're reducing your emissions at the same time. And again, net zero is very much about growing your business and making it more sustainable and resilient for the future. I spoke about the cross-cutting actions. So there's a snapshot of how it looks on the website, how it's positioned. So there are a range of options there, again, some of which I'm sure many businesses will be doing already because they're quite sensible, some of which you might want to consider in future. So you might not be ready financially to update your entire fleet and swap out your diesel and petrol vehicles for electric vehicles, for example, but it's something you might want to consider at the end of your lease in a couple of years' time. So again, we just want to highlight these are the sorts of things that you as a business could be considering as part of your net zero journey. And in terms of what the actual commitment itself is all about, it's very, very simple, very straightforward. So it's just a commitment to halve your greenhouse gas emissions before 2030. You commit to achieving net zero emissions before 2050, which I appreciate is a little way away, and disclose progress on a yearly basis. So it doesn't have to be time consuming. It certainly isn't scary. It's all about just providing some very simple information to make sure that we're tracking progress from businesses across the UK. So that's a snapshot of the sign up form itself. Again, it requires some very, very simple, straightforward data from businesses. It doesn't require a lot of time to sign up. You've got plenty of time on the other side of that to start planning how you will report. And again, you'll be pointed towards lots of resources to help you do that and plan. So in terms of how you can help with the campaign, so importantly, we want you to sign up to the Race to Zero. We want to generate some real momentum. We want to get as many businesses as possible to sign up to the Race to Zero ahead of COP26. We want you to promote the campaign on social media channels, newsletters, any form of communication with small businesses, with consumers. It's really important that we reach as many people as possible. We want you to share tools and opportunities. Again, we want to sort of share between sectors, share knowledge, different businesses in different parts of the UK doing different things, but you're all on the same journey. You're all trying to tackle climate change. So it's all about sharing those opportunities with one another. We want you to synergize with the Race to Zero. So again, I mentioned there are lots and lots of different campaigns and events, different websites out there. Where possible, we want to point all small businesses in the same direction to make it as simple and as easy as possible. So it would be great if everyone could point towards this website that I've mentioned. And then again, we want you to highlight best practice. So where has it worked for you as a business? What can you do to showcase net zero and tell your story? So this campaign, again, is about telling those stories, about showcasing the best of British business in the run-up to COP26. So I very much hope you can help.